My next guest is the chairman of the House Intelligence Committee and has called the shooting a failure of the overall intelligence network. And Chairman Mike Turner joins me now. And Chairman, great to have you. I understand that the House Intelligence Committee your staff was briefed by the Department of Homeland Security today. What can you tell us about what they learned?
Well, I'll be receiving a briefing tomorrow. You don't have to be a security expert to see the failures here, as you were just describing. The fact that the perimeter was not secure really is just astounding, I think, to anyone who looks at it. And the fact that he was able to get off shots where he had already been identified, his position had been identified, is just really confusing and astounding. We certainly saw heroism from the Secret Service agents on the stage who rose to the occasion to protect Donald Trump. But there are going to be lots of questions that we're going to have. In this instance, I think the initial reports that we're receiving are just about the shooter himself. And there's going to be lots of questions there. What contact did he have with others? Not just his motivation, which obviously was to kill Donald Trump, but why? And the whole fact that reconnaissance occurred and he found this place to be located that gave him this clear shot that could have resulted in the death of Donald Trump are all questions that are going to have to be answered as to how did this incident come about.
And have you learned anything new about the shooter that you can share with us?
No, at this point, the investigation is going to be ongoing. There are going to be things that are going to be difficult to learn. I mean, it's not as simple as going into his iPhone and looking at his texts and emails. We'll be looking at, what was his presence in social media. Does he have other types of email accounts that for which they're encrypted or difficult to get to? Who is he in communications with? All of those are going to be things to be able to paint the picture of who this gentleman was.
Yeah, and is your briefing that you said you have tomorrow with the Department of Homeland Security, or who do you expect to be briefing you?
FBI. The briefing is with the
what
FBI.
are the major questions you have for the FBI?
Well, it's also concerning to me as to how the passing of the baton between Secret Service and the FBI occurs. In this, the FBI is doing the investigation. Secret Service is supposed to secure the location, but we need to make certain that we leverage all of our law enforcement and all of our security forces to understand what should be happening, where were the failures, and how can we fix them right away. The fact that this so glaringly was placing Donald Trump's life at risk really requires immediate action. And I'm certainly going to be looking at the FBI as to what extent they're going to be immediately working with the Secret Service so this does not happen again. Thank God Donald Trump survived, and thank God that he, that iconic photo of him standing there with his strength, rising back up the podium to let us all know that he's alive. Thank God that the shooter was not successful, and certainly, our condolences to the family who lost a loved one, and to those, as we give our prayers to those who are healing. You have to think people should not go to a political rally and lose their life in America.
Yeah, I think that's something everyone can agree on. And when you have questions about the security lapses at that rally that, as you said, are obvious, the Secret Service said today there's no changes to the security around the Republican National Convention. President Biden ordered them to review that. Do you think changes should be made in light of what happened in Butler?
Well, I think certainly they should review the perimeter itself, because as you become aware that there is a heightened threat, the natural response is to create a larger security perimeter. I would think that certainly would be worthwhile here in this instance, knowing that there are others who have seen this. This is obviously a volatile time, and they need to rise to the occasion.
We haven't gotten a full comprehensive briefing from the Secret Service yet either. Obviously, they're still investigating, but we have heard from the FBI. We heard from Pennsylvania State Police late last night. Is the Secret Service being transparent enough? Would you like to hear from the director publicly?
Absolutely, and I think we will. I mean, the big question everybody also has is that now that we're getting the picture of the people that were there, that this individual had been identified, not just how did he get there, but how was he able to do this? Once he had been identified, he should not have been permitted to get off not even one shot, nevertheless 8.
House Intelligence Chair Mike Turner, I hope you'll come back and let us know how that briefing goes tomorrow and if you learn any new information. Thank you for joining us.
Thank you.